wobbles.
Oh,
But I don't mind so much because it works so well, you know?
That's good.
Yeah. And so we gotta give a traditional 30 seconds for these guys because the notifications have to go out first. This is fun. Honestly, yeah, I've never done this in front of the wood pile before. Yeah, yeah. It's not.
There's no spiders.
Yeah. No, it should be
But I might
good.
scream.
Actually,
Yeah.
that smells good.
Doesn't it? Yeah, our
does
friend
have a good
Corey
smell.
down, out in Loomis, he got this stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Lights, you practically just think about it and the stuff lights.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
It sounds really good.
Does it? Okay, cool. Oh, and we are on. Okay, cool. Hey, friends, welcome to a special episode of Talk with Matt live interview show. So today we're here with a couple friends, Jack and Amber. Y'all guys probably remember them. They are from Faith Meets Reality YouTube channel. Want to say hey, guys?
Hello. How you all doing?
Hi. So I'm going to back us up a little bit, guys, and see if I can get us in the screen a little bit better. Okay, what we're going to do, so because it's a limited setup today, what we're going to do is, as we talk, I'll readjust the camera like I do with my GoPro when I'm out adventuring with y'all guys and stuff. So we just figured that we'd sit here, talk with Jack and Amber, get to know them a little bit, and yeah, see what makes them tick. They are two neighbors who live here in the area. We met like a couple months ago, I think, right?
It's been a couple
Yeah,
months.
and then we've become good friends afterwards. So let's see if we can do this maybe.
Oh,
There we go. Now I think we might be cooking, guys. Bring it in a bit. Ha ha.
There you go.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
So, guys, I never planned this. I didn't come up with any questions or anything. So we're just gonna do this like right off the hip, guys. Well, I guess we could start out talking about your YouTube channel, Faith Meets Reality. I've been able to join several broadcasts now. It's a really great channel. They are so they do biblical stuff. Why don't y'all guys tell them that?
So we do
We do Bible readings and Bible studies. Sometimes we just read the Bible.
Yeah.
and I do occasionally I'll do like a small. Excuse me. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm having really bad allergy attacks. I also sometimes do a small sermon. And lately, because of my coughing, my neighbor's been filling in. And she
does beautiful. Like, we've been getting compliments on her reading. She just reads so beautifully.
Michelle, right?
Yeah, her name's
Yes,
Michelle.
that's what I
Yes,
thought.
she reads great. We've been getting a lot of compliments because she just she used to read out of the Bible for churches and stuff. So
Really?
she has the experience.
Yes.
So, and she's just been so helpful and.
Yeah, she just does straight up Bible reading. She doesn't
Just
sit
Bible
there and
reading,
try
yeah.
to say, this is what happened. She just picks up the Bible and she just reads it. She'll tell you what she's reading about. She picks a topic.
Mhm.
Tonight, in fact, she just did one of you want
Prayer.
to check it out on prayer.
Oh, very good. Yes, I intend we're going to put a link in here for these guys to y'all's channel. Now, we've had problems, as y'all guys know, getting links to go up on YouTube. It's a worldwide platform, so it's a little buggy every now and then. We're going to do our best, but then also we'll give y'all guys an opportunity if you want to drop out here in a little bit when we're just chit-chatting, go over and maybe subscribe to their channel. It would really help out, and I think that if y'all guys are into like the Bible or anything like that, that you would enjoy it. What I enjoy personally about their channel the most is that it's not preachy. They don't tell people how to live or anything like that. They'll read out of the Bible and then they give an opinion or some way that that's touched their lives, basically like Jack's sermon is basically where he'll reflect on what you've just read, right, Jack?
Yes.
Yeah? Now, what compelled y'all guys to start this?
This was him. He
This
just woke
was-
up in the middle of the night, woke me up and says, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I looked at him like, you're insane.
And she said, on what? And I said, I'm going to do Bible reading and prayer. She's like, what about this one? And I said, I had a dream about it and I want to do it.
Wow. That is so neat. And then Amber, you came up with the name?
Yes, I did. I came up with a name. He's like, I don't know what to name it. And
Okay.
so I got to thinking about it, and I got to thinking about how today's reality and everything in today's society, everybody's struggling right now with the economy. Everything it's really tough.
Yeah.
And then I got to thinking about how I've gotten through the tough times, and that's having faith. You have to have
Yes.
something to believe in to get you through the hard times. And that's how I came up with Faith Meets Reality.
I love that. That is so good. And I feel too, because I've always loved the name. I really have. It holds something, I feel, that really demonstrates your channel, which
Definitely.
I think is also how you can kind of tell when something is like meant to be. It just seems to work, you know?
Right. Oh, definitely.
For me, when I first heard your name, because I'm a big believer in faith and hope, right?
Uh-huh.
Also, though, I find so many people in life, in my personal experience, they never grow from that because they don't do the work required. They don't
Exactly.
bring the faith
Exactly.
to reality. And that's why y'all's name, see, that's what really touched me. And I don't get, this is a special broadcast for me because I don't get to talk really a lot about faith or about my religion or anything, right? I don't like to push it onto other people. And so that's what I think is really special about this interview is that we get to talk about the subject. Maybe y'all guys can share some how you think and how you feel and everything. And then if you're interested, like I said, check out their channel. It's really good. It's very inspirational to me because it's a startup channel, right? They've been doing this. It's like the birth of something that's going to grow up and be beautiful. It's like when you plant a little bitty tree, it grows and it grows and grows, and it needs that nurture, that love, that faith, you know, to be able to bring it to the reality of a tree, right? Yeah. So let's get into a little bit of personal life, if y'all guys don't mind. Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Very cool. How did y'all guys meet?
We met actually back in Job Corps.
In 2002, 2003, we became friends in Job Corps. And then after she graduated, we kind of split up and didn't see
Lost
each other.
touch for a
We lost
while.
touch.
Okay.
Then in 2019, she found me. I don't know how, but she did.
Okay.
And she was going through some rough times, an abusive relationship, telling me everything that was going on. And then in 2021, I was able to walk away from everything I own, come to Washington, get her and the kids out of the bad situation. And from that point on, we decided to build a family.
That's
Now, see, when we did that, we started off with nothing. We started out homeless. I literally walked away from everything. I quit my job. I left everything I owned behind. I said, I don't need it. I have a family now. So we went and we lived in a little two-door pickup with 2 kids, a cat, and we were homeless all summer.
Wow.
All summer.
Wow. You know what I love about that story is there's so many people, like, I don't want to badmouth anybody. I hear a lot of stories about people that aren't willing to do what it takes to change their life. And I've had to walk away from everything too and start out with nothing, you know? And when I heard that story for the first time, I was reminded of that no matter what people are going through, in order to find happiness in life, sometimes we have to let go the little crutches that we're holding and just trust to just fly, you know?
Exactly.
Like Tina Turner, she left Ike with 37 cents.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
wow.
It's like if there was anybody that was in a bad situation, it was her, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Now, so you've got, how many children do you have? How many?
2.
2. And were they just straight in on this too, on this life change with you?
Actually, we sat down and discussed it with them. You know, I didn't want to make the kid uncomfortable. We just made it an adventure. We didn't tell them we're going to be homeless.
Right.
We didn't put it that way to them. We put it, we're going to travel. We're going to go camping. We're going to have adventures and just see. And we went through Washington and Oregon mainly. And so we put it as we're traveling and just we're having an adventure. We didn't put it as we were homeless.
Right.
We didn't make it that way.
The kids loved it. I mean, they got out, they played in the water, they got to
They met
experience.
tons of new people,
They
new
met
friends.
tons of people. They got to experience life in a totally different way.
Right on.
You know, when I was growing up, I grew up with no running water and no electricity, kind of like Matt did.
Yeah.
And, you know, him being an Alaska Bush people and me watching that, I was like, wait a minute, he has the same kind of lifestyle I grew up with. So it's really awesome.
It is. When I first heard that story, I realized why I can relate to you so well. Amber told me a story too when I first met these guys. They came over a little while ago, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, well, shorter than that, and kind of really just told me their story and everything. And it was Jack had the experience of growing up off the grid already. So when they made this leap of faith and decided that they were going to be a family, and so he knew how to do things like washing clothes in a sink, how to dry them, how to keep them from chapping, just the little tricks. I know a lot of y'all guys know the little tricks, right? And when Amber was telling the story, she was telling me about how inspirational it was and how she was going to learn those things to be able to, for them to, as a team, support each other and grow. Is that?
Yes, I learned so many new life skills. And growing
Yeah.
up, I was very sheltered. And
Really?
I had to teach myself a lot because my mom left when I was 14.
Oh, wow.
She left my dad, and she left us there because she didn't want us to be living in her van with her. She didn't want us to worry about, if we're going to school. She wanted us to have stability, so she left me with my adopted dad, or my
Okay.
brother's real dad.
Okay.
And so when she left, I had to learn a lot on my own. I taught myself to
Yeah.
cook. I taught myself how to do laundry, and I had to teach myself the basic life skills.
Yeah.
But when I got with him, I started learning more. Like, he taught me to build a fire. He taught me how
Right.
to wash myself when I couldn't take a shower. He was
Right,
teaching
yes.
me how to cook on a fire, which I'm addicted to now.
Oh, really? Yes, right on.
I've mastered cooking on an
Oh,
open fire.
right
now.
on, yes.
That's my thing now.
There's nothing better, is there?
nothing better.
But then I introduced her to smoking.
Which
Oh,
is a
really?
mistake because I bypassed the master.
And they
there.
don't mean smoking, like smoking cigarettes or anything either. Tell them what y'all guys smoke. And this is neat.
We smoke all kinds of things: meats, vegetables. He makes really awesome smoked coffee.
That's the one that hooked me. Guys, these guys smoke coffee. So, like, it seems terribly difficult to light. No, I'm playing. I'm playing, guys. I'm playing.
Well,
Please,
you have to go very tightly.
Very tightly. Right on, Jack. No, please. I'm science guy. Yeah, I'm joking with some jokers here, guys. That's really good. All right. All right. That's not gonna help this cough at all. And now it explains a lot. No, I'm just playing with you. All right, so how do you smoke coffee, and what are the benefits? What do you get out of it? Is it just the flavor?
Okay, so when you smoke coffee, what I like to do is I like to take the whole coffee beans and I'll put them on a cookie sheet and I'll put them in the smoker, and usually I'll smoke for 1 to 2 hours. It infuses the beans. Then you take a garlic bread, you break them up. Then you take and you put them in a pan of boiling water that is inside the smoker.
Whoa.
Then, as it's sitting there boiling, you're getting more of that smoky flavor that continues to penetrate into the water. So when it comes out, you have a nice, smooth, smoky coffee, and you don't have the acid from it.
Really, it takes that acidity out.
It takes it away.
But it gives it enhanced flavor.
Whoa.
And if you can do the same thing with Dr. Pepper. And if you mix the
you
smoked
serious?
Dr. Pepper with coffee,
Yeah.
you have an amazing drink.
Whoa.
And it actually takes care of your coffee. Unfortunately, my smoke will go, otherwise I'd be using it.
Okay.
But if you take smoked coffee and Dr. Pepper mix, it gets rid of coughs, and it helps when
Really?
you have a cold.
Whoa. And the flu. It'll help with the flu.
Even if you just heat up just the Dr. Pepper and add some lemon to it,
Yeah.
it stops puking at that.
Really?
Yes.
Did y'all guys hear that? So, like, an upset tummy, if you're barfing, right, and you take warm Dr. Pepper and a little bit, what is it, lemon and honey?
Wasn't there something else? Lemon.
Lemon, honey, and mint.
Lemon, honey, and mint. This is a remedy for coughing and for barfing, guys. I'll have to try that the next time I have the flu. Wow.
It works really well.
I did that
Really?
with his niece, and his
Yeah.
niece instantly, she was better. Like
And it
eating
did the
almost
same
everything.
thing with Shy or Aristotle.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I would love, let me know, guys. So I'd like to do a video with these guys on that, like an actual, like one of our cooking videos or something. That would be neat. Would y'all be interested?
Oh,
Could we
absolutely.
do that?
That would be fun.
Oh, that would be so neat. Okay.
Right.
We'll have to wait till you get your smoker up and running again. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
I also make a smoked turducken.
Turducken, are you serious?
That's
You
a
know what that
very
is, right?
That's
that's a very
turkey,
complicated dish,
chicken,
by the way.
and
duck.
duck.
That
all
is a
in one-
technical
all in
dish.
one meal.
Is it?
Yes, very technical.
Whoa, all in one meal.
Mhm.
Okay, I would love to know how that is done. Jamie, have you ever heard of such a thing?
No.
That's
It's a
wow.
very technical dish. You have to make it just right.
I'll bet.
And or it's ruined. Like you literally
Right.
have to do all the technical stuff, and he knows how to do. He's trained by the
You
best.
have to
Is
you
it-
have to butterfly the
Okay.
chicken, and then you take the bones out very carefully.
Okay.
Then you put it inside the duck.
Whoa.
Then you have to butterfly the duck and take the bones out, and it goes inside the turkey after you've taken the bones out of the turkey.
Whoa.
Then you sew it all together and
Okay.
you smoke it.
Oh my goodness.
It's a very technical dish, but it's amazing.
It sounds amazing. Now, is balancing the time it takes to cook the 3 different meats part of the trick?
Mhm.
Okay, and that's the reason that is that part of the reason that it's chicken, then duck, then turkey, like the size difference in the animals?
Right,
Oh,
but
yeah, definitely.
yes, because the outside of it is the turkey. Then you got the duck on the inside, and you
Okay.
got the chicken on the inside. And
Oh
some
man.
people put like stuffing and stuff inside to hold it together. I
Oh
don't.
man. You
I
don't.
just do the 3 meats
Okay.
with barbecue sauce.
Oh.
I rub each one with barbecue sauce, and then I take it, I sew it together,
Okay.
and I smoke it,
Wow.
and it's amazing.
What kind of do you make your own barbecue, or do you have a brand you like?
I actually usually I make my own.
Okay, cool. Very cool. I should have known that. I kind of figured that with these two.
And if he wants to do a video with me sometime,
Yeah.
I will show you guys how to do it, and I'll even show you my secret recipe.
Man, that would be so neat. Maybe what we could do then, we could do a live with them, like I do my live show, guys, my live cooking show. We could go over, just all of us, to their place, shoot a live about all this. That would be really
That would be
neat.
a lot of fun. We make everything from scratch, from
Wow.
bread to pasta sauce.
You'll do bread?
We do.
We
We're
do
actually
make
going to
everything.
ask you and Jamie if we can make
Yeah.
you guys a loaf of bread.
Oh man, we would love it. Would you like bread?
Yeah.
For
Homemade bread
sure.
is so good.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
My friend, I had some homemade bread like last month. A friend brought over. His mom actually cooked it for me and stuff. I've been wanting to learn the bread making way. Yeah.
We can make rolls. We made breadsticks. We made biscuits.
Pizza.
Really? Pizza.
Homemade pizzas. I also make all my soups from scratch. My chili from scratch.
Whoa, really? You make chili?
Mhm.
Everything that we make is pretty much made from scratch.
Okay.
We
Wow.
don't like to buy. If you've ever bought store-bought chili, you know how
Salty
it's
it is?
basically you need it's salt and a bottle of Prilosec is what you need.
Yes. Ryan, it's true. I'm a salt freak, and still for me, a lot of I don't want to do any name brands, but a lot of the stuff you get off the shelf is way too salty.
Oh,
And
definitely.
nowadays, it's not, in my opinion, it's not like it was 10 years ago. A lot of the
no.
plants that put together, I don't feel there's any real emulsification taking place in any canned food,
No.
One of my big gripes is that they all go bad so fast. It's like
Exactly.
I
definitely.
stockpile, right? So even my canned foods nowadays, they start going bad. I've thought about maybe like learning how to can on my own, like the old days back when the canned food would last 5 years.
Have you ever done it?
I have not.
Would you like to learn?
I would love. You know how you do this?
He knows how I've been wanting to learn.
Really? You too?
Again, I grew up.
Of course.
I grew up with no running water, no electricity. I lived with a wood stove.
Okay.
Everything that we did was all, you take a bath, you go outside to the lead pump, you pump the water out, you put it inside a trash can. My uncle built. Then you take that and you heat the water on the stove, and then you take and you do all your canning process on the wood stove.
Wow.
So everything that we did, we grew it, we canned it ourselves. We never bought anything from the store. I lived 50 miles away from the nearest store, and we didn't have running car growing up. So a lot of what we did was from home.
Okay, yeah. No, we grew up a lot of like my parents did all the canning when I was a kid. It was one of the few things I didn't get into. I know the principles, the hot water and the expansion and all that, and the
Right.
seal of the lid and everything. But it's still at the same time, if I'm gonna do something like that, and I'm gonna take that out into the forest, and I'm gonna depend on it. I want to know that I have the right skills, and then when I
Right.
open that can of food, that it's gonna be good food.
It's gonna be just like the day when you canned it.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
You have to
looking
be
for,
careful
yeah.
with- You have to be careful with canning, right, honey? Because bacteria can get in there if you don't
Yes.
sterilize it right or
Yeah,
Right,
can it
you
correctly.
have to make sure that when you do it, that those lids seal.
yeah.
And unfortunately, between what I learned back in the early 80s and 90s and today's cans do not seal the way that they did back in the 80s and the
Okay.
90s. they've redone
The
the
seal.
seal, which is not good.
Whoa. Learn something new all the time. See, I couldn't figure out what the difference was because I knew that it wasn't an amount of preservatives because they were canning food that would last for 5 to 10 years,
Right.
long before they had industrial
Oh,
preservatives.
right.
And so that makes a lot of sense that it's not really the food or the preservatives that's changed, it's the technique of canning.
Yep.
So what is it? Is in your best opinion, like micro holes in the canning material or something, allowing it to slow?
Yep. And the fact that like some of the companies have changed out and been bought out by newer companies,
Yeah.
and those companies, they don't put they're out to make money. They don't care if it works for you or not.
Yep.
True.
They're all about making money off of the people.
Yeah, I think we can pretty much all of us agree on that now. Now, with the last little bit that I was saying too about the canning, I've got to do a disclaimer just because I'm trying to stay nice and safe nowadays. I don't know anything about science. I don't know anything about canned food. I always tell people anything you hear, always double check it. All right, guys. So Google is an excellent resource. We got a lot of good AIs and stuff out there as well. I just have to give y'all guys that information here as a fail-safe essentially for the channel, as y'all guys know. Yeah, no, I'm really interested in that. I think that would be very, very neat. And then I don't know if y'all guys are interested. Let me know in the comments. Maybe the next time that these guys doing one of their Bible readings, I'll do a short and let y'all guys know that they're out there. And maybe y'all guys can go ahead and jump in then as well and see if their channel is something that you want to check out. Like I said, I feel that it's something really special for people that do want to be more engaged in the Bible and stuff without really being told what it means. Being allowed to explore the meaning on our own, right? For ourselves, essentially. And that's a big thing that I get from y'all's channel. Now, yeah, go ahead, Jack.
Well, see, what I like about our channel, and one of the things that I wanted to create was, I don't like going to church. And the reason why is because I don't want to listen to a preacher tell me what they think I want to hear. I want to read it from the Bible. I don't want to go to church and listen to a preacher read a small little section from the Bible and then go off in the distance talking about something else, which is what a lot of preachers do. And that's what I kind of grew up with. It's like, I don't want that.
Right.
I want it straight from the Bible. Then you're getting the truth.
Yeah. I think a lot of people nowadays, speaking for myself, can sort of agree with that. Because I do find that a lot of my church experiences, especially nowadays, are a little bit politically driven. It's like you said, You'll get this much of the Bible and that much commentary, but it's from an individual's perspective. Exactly. And I think that a lot of us out here, we would like to have our own perspectives, get there on our own, not saying that like, for instance, my great granddad was a Baptist preacher and he went to the seminaries. He learned how to speak like 3 or 4 different languages that were all involved in the beginning writings of the Bible. So he was able to sit down and verify everything. And if a person had a question about what a particular word meant, not only could he tell them what that word meant, he could also tell them what that word originally meant and how that word was originally said. And I feel that that's very important. That's an excellent amount of knowledge. But that's not the same thing as going on and on about an individual's opinion, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, I like y'all's drive. I really do. I like what y'all guys have going on. I really respect you as a family, too. When I first heard your story, how it is, guys, when you're sitting down and you're just sitting there with a friend, like, drinking some water or some tea or something, they tell you their story. It's different than when you're sitting here talking about it like this, right? And I just got chills personally. The first time that they told me that, it was like, no, we're going to walk away from everything that isn't good and we're going to build something good on our own. The kids hopped in his lap and were like, we're ready to go on an adventure. And then they built it again on their own. How long have y'all guys lived here in Orville?
We've lived in Orville since 2021.
Yeah.
21. Okay. Okay. That's about actually when I got back here. I moved in let's see, it was still during the show, late 2017. I was here in 2018, and I went to treatment.
Right.
And I got back in 2021 because I was living down in Los Angeles afterwards and stuff, and still
Right.
trying to kind of get my feet. It's not easy when we decide that we're going to do it on our own.
It's not
you
easy.
know,
It's so hard.
Starting over is hard.
it is. It really is. Yeah.
I mean, we ask when we were homeless, we ask across the state if we about getting into housing and how hard it's going to be. We were looking for anything and everything we could get, and a lady in Tonasket said, "If you guys want to come this way, I have a travel trailer for you."
Okay.
And I used to live in Tonasket back in '94, so it's kind of ironic that a lady from Tonasket, an area that I kind of know from my childhood, was like, "I got a travel trailer you can have." So we jumped on it. We're like, okay, we're going to leave this area, which we were in Kashmir at the time,
Okay.
and the police over there paid for us to come here so we can get into housing.
Wow.
Actually, part of it was a church group that we ran into.
Go ahead and tell me about that. You
Okay.
guys want to hear an amazing story?
So when we started out when we were in Yakima, we wanted to go to Kashmir. We were looking for housing anywhere we could. So to get to Kashmir, we were struggling, and we happened to run into this church group. We're sitting at a park, and this church group showed up, and they wanted to know our story. So we're telling them a little bit about what was going on, how we're homeless and trying to find housing, and we're trying to go to different places trying to find housing. And so they started advertising that they were at the park, and they raised us a bunch of money so that we can get to Kashmir
Wow.
to see if there's housing there,
Okay.
and then tell them how we got from Kashmir.
So we were sitting in a parking lot when we were homeless, just sitting there having dinner in our truck with the kids, and the semi truck pulls up next to us with crosses on it.
Oh my god!
Wow.
And this thing is kind of ironic. Every time we seen a cross,
Something would happen.
Would happen.
Good.
Yeah,
Something good.
good.
Yeah.
Like we met the church group. We met them after we seen a cross. This truck pulls up next to us, and the next day we had money. Then the next time we seen a cross, we were sitting at the Love's truck stop,
I remember that.
and out in the blue, this truck driver comes over and says, "God told me to come give you guys some food. You guys need some help."
Wow.
Then we went in, and they said, "By the way, go over to the restaurant. Your guys' lunch, your guys' dinner is paid for."
Wow.
We were sitting at the park, and
Yeah.
the night before we'd seen a cross before we went to sleep. But
Okay.
the clouds kind of formed a cross,
Oh wow.
and this car pulls up to us. We were kind of sleeping there.
Yeah.
And they knock on the window and they go, "Excuse me, sorry to bother you guys. Homeless?" We're
Wow.
like yes.
Yeah.
And next thing we knew, we had a hotel room. We had some gift cards to like McDonald's and stuff.
Wow.
And they bought him brand new tires on his truck because they were looking a
Okay.
little,
I do. Yeah. When it's your home and your truck, it's a different thing. Yeah. Wow. And then the police, they were the ones that helped you actually get here to Tonasket.
Yes.
Yes, they actually filled our gas tank and gave us $50 and said,
When they
Wow.
found
want
out
you
we're gonna
guys to
get
make it
housing,
safe.
they're like, "Go get
Right.
your housing. You go get out of being homeless."
"You guys are doing great. Your kids look amazing. You guys are giving
Right on.
They said, "You guys are a success story." They said, "You guys are getting housing. You guys are homeless, but your kids are clean. They're not dirty. You guys are
Right
feeding
on.
them. You're taking care of them." We
Wow.
had CPS caught on us 3 times.
Oh
All
my
3
gosh.
times
Yeah.
CPS
Too many
left,
times.
and they said they didn't see a problem.
Right.
Because all their needs are being met.
Yeah.
Like, we were making sure they were being taken care of.
Yes.
I made sure they got bathed and fed. They had 3 meals a day. And
Yep.
it was the summertime, so we made sure they had plenty to drink so
Yeah.
they weren't getting dehydrated.
Yes. No, we as a big family, I had 9 in total in my
Oh my
family.
goodness, that's a big family.
Yeah, the oldest of 7. We had CPS called on us a few times because
Oh,
we were
man.
staying in these little bitty boats. There was everybody had a bed, everybody was clean. We had little dividers, between like the girls and
Oh,
stuff,
that's awesome.
and yeah, we were the same way. The police would show up, the social worker, right, and they would walk inside, and they said the same thing. They're like, "No, y'all are a success story. You're a little family trying to make it." And it was always just, it made whoever called in, normally, no, I don't want to generalize, but it just made it different because it really showed through to them. And I think lots of times those small town police officers too, they're like us. They come from the same world. They
Oh,
know it's a
definitely.
struggle and they
Definitely.
root for us. I know that I can't say enough about them because it's good that with everything going on in the world, it's good to experience that small hometown togetherness.
Oh,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah. That's
We
awesome.
experienced that when we first moved. When we first got here, we stayed in Tonasket area.
Okay.
But we experienced that community when we first moved here, especially when we moved to the RV park stuff. The
Yeah.
community really came together. It was our first Christmas here,
Okay.
and a bunch of people from the community here in Orville came together and made sure that our kids got Christmas.
Wow. Are you
They donated
serious?
a bunch of toys and clothes and bedding because we were living in an RV park at that time.
Okay. Wow.
And now we don't live in an RV park. Now we live in a low-income apartment.
Yeah. So you stepped up from a truck to a travel trailer to a camper, then to an apartment, right?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. That's just the way it's done, really. It's just, I think that it's so hard nowadays to have that faith in ourselves and in whatever the higher power for us is,
Right.
too. Whether it's destiny, whether it's, whatever that is individually, to be able to take the steps necessary to grow like that.
And change
Yeah, it's hard,
It is hard.
Especially, I feel that the media pushes it to and makes it feel so difficult to get back up and go. So much fear of what
Exactly.
might happen that people accept the terrible circumstances they're in
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of
it's so
accepting the
sad.
terrible circumstances that can get them out. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yes.
It's like I said, Tina, I know she knew it was going to be a hard fight, right? But she knew she had to do it. Or every day was going to be that hell that she had lived in,
Exactly.
I feel good for y'all. I feel proud to know y'all guys and proud to be able to have you on here as examples to what a family can do too. There are so many families. I don't want to generalize again. I feel a lot of families aren't there for each other. Lots of them are
Exactly.
judgy.
You have to be a team.
You do, right? Yeah.
You
and
have to work
support
together
it.
and support each other
Yep.
and have faith that you can work through it
Yes, right?
and just take a day at a time and just
Baby
keep
steps.
baby steps.
Baby steps.
Exactly.
Baby
Thank
steps.
you.
Right on, Jack. Yeah.
Baby
And
steps.
is that, I can already tell, but I want to ask the question anyway. That's got to be one of the largest things that motivates y'all to keep going is the support you get from the other. Is that true?
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you have to support one another. Like I'm working now.
Right on.
Which I've been looking for work in this area for a long time. Everybody said, I can't hire you. And finally, my manager on the place that I live at, he's like, I got a job for you.
Wow.
He had me fill out the application the same day. He's like, you're hired.
Wow. Awesome.
So he's landscaping right now.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, it's a hard job in the heat, too.
Oh, it is. With
Jack's-
his health issues, it's hard for him, but
Yeah.
we're trying to do better for the kids. That's the thing.
Right
That's our thing.
Yeah.
That's what Jack and I.
Right on.
We're all about the kids. We want them to have the best life possible, and the only way we can do that is if we just keep
Yeah.
going and trying to do better for them.
Isn't it funny how with that inspiration we can push through anything?
Right.
I mean, I know it's got to be really hard out there doing landscaping in 98, 103 degree weather, health issues, etc. I mean, I heat stroke, man. It's like you put
So
me
does
out
he.
there, I'll fall right over. But
I used to pass out from the heat.
me
so
too. Yes, but you do it for your family, right?
I have to.
Right on, man. And see, he's got the kind of family too that's worth doing it for. This is a family that loves and respects him and is there to support him, and therefore he's there to support and love and respect them. It's why I wanted to have him here on this show, guys. I found a real, like, I would say American family. I know too many people all over the world now, though. I found a real family because that's what families do for each other, Yeah, I really want.
Our family's a little unique because our oldest has disabilities. She's 21, but her mentality is like 10 years old.
I understand. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and
it
she's
has
mute.
special-
She doesn't
she's,
talk.
She's
Okay.
nonverbal is the word, not mute.
Okay.
It's nonverbal. And our youngest has a heart murmur.
Oh, I did not know about that.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't been able to get out of one actually to get looked at.
Really?
We've had a lot of issues.
a lot of-
Income, transportation, and all that's been our biggest issue.
I still wouldn't even try taking the new car to one actually.
I
It
wouldn't
still
take.
has some issues.
uh-uh.
We're working on that with
Yeah.
the mechanic and making payments and.
Well, it's a nice car. I just recently, y'all guys know about my Ford,
Yeah.
but it's like it's a fixer upper. You get those nice because that's a nice rig y'all guys have. It's been around the block and
Oh,
it just
definitely.
needs some work.
Yeah, when you get to a stop sign, it dies.
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
guys!
it does.
You ever feel like cutting the floor panel out and just Fred Flintstone that thing?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Now, how did Shy is your oldest, right?
Yes.
And now she communicates though through text and stuff.
Yes,
so
she knows how to
can talk
write
to you.
and she knows how to write and read, and she messages. She's really smart for all the disability. She is
Yeah.
very intelligent.
She recently graduated too,
Yes,
right?
she did graduate. Yes,
you
she
told
did.
me that she was doing advanced math. Right?
Yes, she's doing wonderful.
That is so. Y'all must be so proud.
When
We are. She wants.
we-
She wants to work with horses. That's her dream.
Oh yes,
Really?
she wants to train horses. That's what she wants to do.
Wow.
We have horses that live down the road from us, but the guy wouldn't hire her because of her disabilities.
Oh,
And
that
because she's not
sucks. Yeah.
And she's a natural with them.
Right.
She's been around horses her whole life. She knows
Really?
a little bit about them.
Okay.
This girl spends all her time reading about horses, studying horses, watching
Wow.
YouTube videos on how to train them. Like
Really?
she's obsessed with them. She collects horses.
Yeah.
Like her whole life is horses, and she's been this way since she was about, I want to say 3.
Wow.
And now our youngest is starting to get into
Is she real? I was about to
following
ask.
Shy's
Well,
footsteps.
Really?
Not as much passion though. Her passion is
Okay.
more towards like architecture.
Really?
She wants to design buildings and houses, and she likes to build.
That is so neat.
Yeah.
Wow. And now your youngest is Luna, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like
she's
the moon.
7. Yes.
That's cool. That's so
Actually,
cool.
her name is Luna Autumn.
yes.
Autumn Moon.
Whoa, Autumn Moon. Luna
My mom
Autumn
came up with the
Moon.
middle name.
That is so beautiful. That's cool. Yeah. Now, does she go to school? Do y'all guys
We
homeschool?
homeschool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We don't believe in the Scottish church.
I
Not anymore.
understand that. Yeah, it's hard. I feel, and from what I've been told and tried to study, it's difficult to trust now, a parent to trust nowadays
Oh,
that the
definitely.
values that they want to instill to their children will be taught, and I understand that. I don't have kids myself, but I've had kids in my life my whole life, and I just think it's very important for parents to be able to trust teachers and school systems,
That's hard.
Yeah,
Plus, cars aren't safe like they used to be. I mean, when you, and
that's
I,
true too.
when you and I were going to school,
Yeah,
we could go to school with our rifle on the back window of the truck and
Yes.
not say anything.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's not safe.
no, I got you.
See, the thing, Shy did
It's a
start
different
out.
world.
Shy did start out in public school for the first 16 years of her life.
Did
She
she?
did go to public school.
Okay.
But I was having so many problems with teachers in the schools helping her. And then we found out that she was just being put in front of the TV at school.
Oh my goodness.
That's what they do in this state. They put them in front of. She was just watching Disney movies all day. Well, she can't learn. Oh, she can learn because she learns at home just fine.
Yeah,
So at 16, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with the
I
school.
understand.
I mean, I've had psychologists
Yeah.
tell her she's a retard to her face.
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
I'm done. I pulled her out.
Yes.
And as soon as I started homeschooling her, she went from like kindergarten level all the way up to like
Yeah.
3rd grade. She started reading, doing basic math,
Right.
and she couldn't do that in school at all.
Exactly.
Well, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but all kids take a level of on hands involvement.
Yes.
Everybody's different, everybody's special. And
And-
so when somebody they pigeonhole someone like that,
Mhm.
it's a shame. What were you gonna say, Jack?
Well, it's like when you go to school, you're all put in a classroom and you're all taught at the same time.
Yes.
The thing is every student learns differently
Yes,
And at her own
absolutely.
pace.
and at their
It doesn't
own
work
pace. So it doesn't
Yeah.
really, a lot of kids are not learning
They fall
when there's-
behind.
and they fall behind because they're stuck in a classroom with
Yeah.
a bunch of kids and they're being taught at the exact same pace. And they
And all
may
the
not.
same age. It's not realistic. I mean, how many times have you been in the room with all the same age as you?
Yeah.
It's
Nah.
just not. It's not realistic.
No.
It's like getting in trouble. Do you work with the same
Yeah.
people that your age? No.
No. It's,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. And like you said, all people, adults included, have different forms of learning, different
Exactly.
ways. I really feel that so many of the teachers are really trying.
Of
A
course they
lot
are.
of it is
Nothing
the
against teachers.
system that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're not professionals. We don't know anything except our own personal experiences, and so everything that you hear here, these are all our personal, life experiences. And
Exactly.
our opinions really have nothing to do with the platform that you're listening to them on, if that makes sense. Recently, guys, I had to become a little bit more aware of my legality system
Oh,
because
no.
YouTube, I have not gotten told anything. They love me. I'm a member of the partnership program.
Nice.
But then at the same time, I've heard so many stories through other creators about getting into trouble not covering with the legalities. Because we can post anything we want as long as we cover it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That makes
So
sense.
I've gotten actually, I never knew how I felt about AI. I knew that I liked AI because I'm a Trekkie, right? I'm a Star Trek guy. I'm like, remember my favorite Star Trek episode is A Measure of a Man. I don't know if y'all guys remember that one. It's about Data and whether or not he's a sentient creature. Really, really good. So like I was like, go AI, right? That's like the hoorah, right? I hope these guys, we got androids pretty soon, right? I always say thank you to my search engine. I say please as much as I can. And the other night I got on though, because I was all worried about legalities. They call it censoring. It's when we think that we're gonna get in trouble for saying something, so we don't. Right?
Right.
And that others don't have to censor us if we censor ourselves, right? So I was all worried. I was all paranoid about the response I was going to get on this. I found out that AI is actually a pretty good lawyer. I use Copilot, and honestly, I just use the Google search engine. And if you ask the right question, there's not much it can't give you, you know?
That's good.
So I don't even know how I got on that tangent. I think I just want to let y'all guys know, right? Oh, it was the disclaimer. That's what it was. Yes, that's why we're doing disclaimers here. Oh, hey, I'm so sorry, guys. I haven't even been looking at the comments. Renta Mendez just threw in $4 for the cause, guys. Thank you. That helps support the channel more than y'all guys will ever know. I want to give you a heart and a thumbs up. Guys, y'all want to run through the comments real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
It's Julian Morales.
Okay.
Did $5.
Mm.
Ghost did a couple of times too.
Okay. I'm rolling up. Stay with me, Jamie. Jamie, as y'all guys know, is our offstage producer. And she does a great job. As we were doing setup, actually, I told these guys, because Jamie's running around doing her whole thing, and I'm doing my whole thing, right? My whole thing is getting a cup of coffee set up before it's time to go.
Coffee is
But
without coffee, you can't live.
Dude, coffee is life. I told you I like this guy. It's so hard. You guys roll it really oh my God, that's just so good. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on. What was I saying? Right. Anyway, yeah, I was telling them that I've worked with a lot of producers in my life, but Jamie is the best. So big hand of applause for Jamie, right, guys?
That's definitely-
Let me roll through. I want to roll through real quick and get these guys thanked because I recently started doing this and they've really started helping support the channel in such ways that I can't describe it. We've always had, this isn't a viewer base, this is a community, as y'all guys know. I've
Right.
told you about that. And these guys have always done everything they can to support this community and be there. But now we've started doing this and it's taking the channel to the next level. We may actually be able to like expand outward. Yeah, but one of my dreams is to be able to get the channel large enough that we can help send people to recovery centers and stuff, you know?
That'd be amazing.
Not just abstinence based, like mental health, whatever the issue is for somebody who's actually going to apply it, you know? Shout out to the moderators. Y'all guys are killing it. I didn't see how many jokers y'all taking care of. Oh my goodness, there's so many comments, guys. I'm trying to get through. There we go. Okay, here's another one. Ghost Mode. Thank you, Ghost Mode. Hoorah, brother. Give you a heart and a thumbs up. Ghost Mode's
Sorry, Erica did one at the very bottom.
very bottom. Okay, I'll jump in there. Erica's also one of our moderators. Thank you for being there. Shout out to Britta. Hoorah. Ghost Mode says, everyone hit that like button. Right on, Ghost. Thanks for reminding everybody, my friend. Hoorah.
People early on that were saying that they need to do like cooking videos.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna ask, do you guys want us to include cooking videos and all?
Oh, we definitely
Or
can
if
do
you
that.
guys
If there's a
Ooh.
lot of
do it on
interest.
the YouTube channel you have now, or make a total separate one for cooking.
We were talking
Yeah.
about making a separate YouTube
We were talking
channel.
about making a separate one, or including cooking in our YouTube channel.
I would say to include the cooking in your YouTube channel. That way, all of your views and everything go to the same channel. Otherwise, it's going to make it take twice as long. It'll get confusing. Like our show here, we do 9, 10 different kinds of shows, you know. But I would recommend, I think it'd be cool. Guys, let us know in the comments, right? If y'all would like to see some cooking show from our friends, Faith Meets Reality. That I think I would tune into that for sure, especially the coffee. Coffee is life. Hoorah.
Coffee
Coffee
is
is
life.
If they've ever smoked pheasant.
Ooh.
Have you smoked
I
pheasant?
have smoked pheasant.
Wow. Erica, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for everything you do. I'm trying to give you a heart here. I don't know how, so just know that I'm giving you a heart anyway. All right, my friend?
Jack can pretty much smoke anything. You name it,
Pheasant.
he can do it.
That
This
would
man
be
knows
neat.
how to smoke cheese.
Really?
I can teach you.
You can smoke cheese?
He can.
It's called cod smoking.
It's what?
Called cod smoking.
Cold smoking. Could you run me through the process?
Cod smoking, you get the smoker nice and hot, and then you take and you let the smoker cool off.
Okay.
And when the smoker is cold, then you put the cheese in there, and you let the smoke penetrate the cheese. And I usually
Wow.
line in for about 14 hours, and it penetrates the cheese. The cheese does not melt because
Wow.
the smoker is cold, but the smoke is still there, so it's penetrating into
The cheese. What kind of cheese do you like to use? Do you use cheddar?
I
What?
use cheddar. I've done smoked pepper jack. I've done smoked Gouda.
Whoa.
I've done smoked
Whoa.
mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
It's
Man,
good.
that is so neat. I would love to learn this, Jack. I would
I'd
love
teach
to.
you.
That
It's
would be
fun.
awesome. That would be so cool.
Hillary recently she got into smoking and she actually outdid me on a brisket.
Are you
Oh, I did.
serious?
I
How
put
did
him on
that
the
feel?
brisket. It was awesome.
Listen.
See, I learned from a pitmaster.
Did you really?
I did. His name is Johnny Trigg.
Johnny Trek.
You can,
Okay.
Does anybody know who Johnny Trigg is? Comment
Wow.
if you do.
Yeah,
Comment if
but
you know who Johnny Trigg is or if you've seen his shows.
I will have to check it out. Now he does a show. Is he on YouTube?
He's on YouTube. Just
Yes.
look up the name
Okay.
Johnny Trigg. He's very
Johnny
famous.
Trek.
He's very famous.
Okay.
And that's how I
Guys.
learned how to smoke from. He actually met him in person. And
Really?
he actually taught me everything I need to know about smoking, and I've just taken it from there
Onward.
onward. I would love to
Wow.
one day own my own business smoking food.
Man,
That's my ultimate dream.
that's so cool. That is so well, we hope that you make that dream. We really do. And we also want to see more. We do. I want to see more. Do y'all guys want to see more? Right? Faith Meets Reality. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna run through the comments one more time and we'll close down. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All
Is there
right.
a way to tag them?
I think so.
I put in their YouTube
Did you?
channel and everything earlier on. I don't know
Okay.
if anybody saw it.
I can't through here. I can't. Oh, my, MT saying yes, yes. Rich One saying yes. I'm from Texas and we love to smoke meat. Hoorah.
All right.
Yeah, it sounds like y'all guys, I think everybody really wants y'all guys to do some videos cooking and
Yeah,
smoking.
Tell them that if they want to check out their channel, that when you're done with the live, then you'll
Yeah.
put in their thing in the comments.
I absolutely will. Guys, what we're going to do, what Jamie was just saying, once we're done here, probably take me 30 minutes or so, we're going to try and put the tag into the description. Now, I have had problems before with that. So what I'm going to do in the description, if I can't get the tag to work, I'll still just in parentheses their YouTube channel, Faith Meets Reality, and then y'all guys can go search it yourself. It should work. I haven't tried in months, and so surely the bug has worked out. All right, we got somebody else doing $2, guys. We got Daddy in a Caddy. Cool
I like
name.
That name.
That is
I like
really
that.
cool. That is
awesome.
really good. He says a slim number 1 and 2. I don't understand, my friend. I'm not hip with your slang, but thanks for supporting the channel. Appreciate you being there. All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. All right, guys. Never give up. Never surrender. And go check out Faith Meets Reality. I think you'll like it. Bye, guys.
Bye, you
Oh.
guys.
We got thank you, Julian. Thank you so much, bro. Julian says love from Julian and Renata. Thank you, guys. And the big thank you to all of y'all, guys. Thanks for being here, not just for me, but for all of us. I'm glad that you enjoyed our friends, and I look forward to getting to hang out with y'all guys again next time. Never give up. Never surrender. Remember, there's only one of you. Take care of my friend, okay? Like you would somebody else, because you need it. You deserve it. Bye, guys. Oh, y'all guys are going to see all the behind-the-scenes tricks, like what Michael calls the